Good morning, good morning, good morning. Getting ready to get started with Auctioneer Q&A, the Chant. We're going to be talking about Auctioneer Chant. We're going to be talking about how to get better with your chant, how to develop a chant, how to maybe identify some stumbling blocks and get better at that, how to breathe better, how to perform better, all of those great things. So I'm going to get going on that. I am on my school right now, Auctioneer School with a K, SKOOL.com. And if you want to join us there, you can join us directly there. Yeah, that's the place to be. It's free to sign up for these Q&As right now, and come on down and join us. All right, it's almost 10 o'clock. Cup of coffee. Coffee's actually not very good for your auctioneer voice, but it's early in the morning. Me. Check. All right, let's join the webinar. Click here to start recording. All right, we are hot. Hot. Love this. All right. Ooh, just got a brand new guest right now. We're over 30. Woohoo! All right. Love this. Good. Who do I have in here with me today? We've got Aaron's with me. There's two Bobby D's. That's weird. Audio, allow video. Tony's with us here. Tony, our newest member. Allow audio, allow video. I think if you guys hop in, say, hey, how's it going? We'll get rocking and rolling here on our second Auctioneer Q&A. Today we're going to be talking about the Auctioneer Chant. Miss Van Dyke is with us. You're going to have to hop on and pronounce your name. Oh, Randall's here. Look at that. Randall, I'm going to allow audio, allow video. All right, here we are in the chat. Not sure if you're trying to chat. Ah, there we go, but I am muted. Aaron, thank you so much. Can you hear me now? Check. This is the first Auctioneer Q&A about the chant we're going on. Got somebody live on YouTube here. Check. I hear somebody out there. Somebody's tapping along. There's Tony. Hey, good morning, Tony.
I cannot hear you, Bobby.
You can't hear me. How about now? Check. Let's see here. Wonder why there's two of me.
Thank you, Tony. That's what I just sent him.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I can hear everybody else also.
Awesome.
We just can't hear Bobby.
Why can't you hear me?
Yeah. It
That's
says
weird.
his mic is muted, so.
That's weird.
Mike is muted, Bobby.
How about now? Check.
Nope, we can't hear you.
No? Oh, here we go. How about there?
Now we can hear you.
There we
There you
go.
There we go.
I just got to click the buttons.
Bobby, come on, Bobby.
It's almost like this is my
Well,
first
that
time or
doesn't-
something.
Like
What
the
if
first
that
time.
doesn't start this way?
All right, good stuff. Well, super excited to have everybody here on our first edition of the Auctioneer Chant Q&A. Show of hands, who is currently auctioneering using their auction chant? All right. Oh, look at that, Tony. Aaron, too. Love this. Good stuff. All right, we got Randall and whatnot. So, here, this is a forum just to hop in. We're going to talk about chant. We're going to talk about the kind of three pillars that I talk about when we are coaching on the chant. We're talking about clarity. which is huge. Control and then the rhythm are kind of the three cornerstones that I work within as I'm coaching auctioneer clients. Now, clarity is one of the things that I really have really built my chant on, and making sure that everybody knows everything I'm saying when I'm saying it. Now, a big thing about clarity is clarity builds confidence. Clarity builds trust. An audience will bid to you when they know, they like, and they trust you. Everybody goes to an auction and they're going to expect somebody to go 25 out of 35, 45, 85, sold. You got it. And what ends up happening in that perception, especially with a new auction goer or an auction goer that has been at an auction that is they've had the best experience, I guess you can say that, or maybe they've seen something online, or maybe they've seen a television show, or they've seen something like that, and they have this perception in their head that the auctioneer is going to try to pull a fast one. Now, as auctioneers, we really have to be careful for that. And we really are combating against all of these negative auction experiences that are out there in the world. And by all of you being a part of this, this shows that you're trying to be better in your performance and being better to help change that negative auctioneer perception that's out there. So this evolution of auctioneer perception comes from the clarity that you are able to present to the audience. Now, again, that clarity builds trust, that builds confidence, it builds all those pieces. Now, clarity doesn't just come from being clear and speaking clearly and all of those elements. Clarity comes from practice of the different words that you're saying. And when you're practicing these different words, by using the different drills that are out there, the number drills, the tongue twisters that are out there, easy for me to say, and then being purposeful in the breathing, this is all going to help you to build that clarity. Now, as you're building clarity with your drills, this is where you have to have that perfect practice. Now, practice makes progress, perfect practice makes exponential progress. So as you're doing your number drills, I want you to be very, very purposeful, and I want you to take it slow to begin with. This week's weekly drill, if you haven't seen it, it's up there in the classroom, and you can click in there and check that out anytime. But this week's drill was about the tens, and we started with the tens: the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. And as you're practicing these, I want you to hit every consonant. I want you to be able to pop those, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And I want you to be able to hit all of those consonants, because that's going to help you build your rhythm as well too. But what's most important about that is helping you build your clarity. And as you're practicing these numbers, what ends up happening is by you building those or being purposeful on those consonants, it's going to make you be clearer. And when you're practicing these numbers, it's going to help you to develop muscle memory within your mouth, but then also that big muscle that's between our ears within our brain. So that's where this week's training drill is really important with those tens, is being able to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And again, belly breath, open your mouth, drop your belly. 10, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Now, that's the number drills, and that's why we practice our number drills every day, to get better at those. But then it's also practicing those tongue twisters is really going to help us with our clarity to be better auctioneers, to be more effective auctioneers, and to be those auctioneers that people love to see. And that is really a big thing. That's feedback that I get all the time from auction goers, especially at the charity auctions that I'm at. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Bobby, you're the best auctioneer that I've ever heard." Now, when I'm doing these auctions, I'm not doing anything magical. When I'm doing these auctions, I'm not out there just chatting. I'm not out there doing a fast talk just to do a fast talk. I'm out there and I'm being very purposeful about what I'm saying to make sure that I'm clear, so that everybody in that audience, everybody in that ballroom knows what's happening, and they know what is being said, and they know that there's no fast ones that are being pulled, and there's nobody is getting stuck with an item that they didn't want to have. Everybody knows what the bid number is, and that comes from that clarity. Now, rewinding back, talking about tongue twisters, this week's tongue twister twister, big brown bug bit, a big black bear. Now, the B's are so important as we're building our rhythm. That's cornerstone number 3. But by being able to big brown bug bit, a big black bear, just like you're doing with your tens, is you're hitting every consonant. You're doing that same thing with this tongue twister, that big brown bug bit, a big black bear. And the reason we changed brown to black is it causes a space in our mouth and then within our throat and in our diaphragm that we've got to adjust that, and we've got to be able to control that and to be able to alter that as we're going through that. Because when we're in a live auction setting, our brains are on full ADD mode. We're seeing a bidder over here, and we're seeing a bidder over here, and we're seeing a bidder over here, and we've got our client is over here freaking out for some reason, and then we've got the audio guy in the back is adjusting the levels, and then you've got your team that's out there in the audience, and you've got somebody that's in the audience that might be thinking about bidding again, or they want to bid really, really big, or maybe they don't want to bid. Who knows? And then you got to be able to engage the entire audience that's out there. And as you're doing this, you can't be thinking about your rhythm. You can't be thinking about your numbers. You can't be thinking about your clarity. You've got to be prepped to ready to go so that you can think about and manage all of these other things that are out there to help you be more effective in your auction chant. So that's where the tongue twister really comes in. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. All right, let's everybody, let's with me. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Every time. Bag, 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 big. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Little faster. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. And a big brown bug bit a big black bear. Now, as you're seeing, as I'm going through this, I've practiced this thousands and thousands of times, so I can do this really, really well. But I want you all to practice this throughout the day, and I want you to get that crisp. I want you to get that tight. I want you to get that bees a popping, and that big brown bug bit a big black bear, and then also those G's too. Big brown, that N, bug, another G, bit, big, there's that G again, black bear with an R. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. And you can kind of hear as we're going along in that's helping us to build that rhythm. Now, bringing this together with the clarity in the practice, helping us to be more confident, helping us to be better within our auction chant, then this is where control comes in. Now, control comes from practice. Now, it's just like you're hitting a golf club or anything like that. The more practice that you have, the more progress that you're going to make, and the more practice you have, the more control you're going to have. So this week's filler phrase was what did I say it was? It was now. So now is our filler phrase, and being able to be in control to combine our number drill 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Again, hitting all those consonants, building that rhythm, now having that control to be able to drop now in there, and not just dropping it in there to go in between all of the tens that were going on, but being able to drop it out when we want to or when we need to as the bids are coming in. So let's just practice this together. 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100. Open your mouth. Drop the diaphragm, good belly breath. 100, 100 now, 90 now, 80 now, 70 now, 60 now, 50 now, 40 now, 30 now, 20 now, 10. See how that now really helps us to build that rhythm again as well too. The nut, 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 nut. You could practice this even just this filler phrase and go now, 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 now. And you see how that builds that rhythm as you're going along. That now, 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 now. Now, all what we're going to do is we're just going to add in the tens as we're going through. 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100. Now, 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 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now. I'm running out of breath. Open mouth. Drop diaphragm. 80 now, 90 now, 100 now. Here's something that I want you to practice as you're going through your week and you're practicing these number drills. I want you to see if you can drop the now as you're going along. 10 now, 20 now, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100. 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100. And as you're playing around with that, that's going to give you that more control. 10 now, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100. And I'm adding in those second and third repetitions of that number to help us to build that rhythm. Because you could go 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. But in real life, as you're doing your bids, that's not going to happen. As you're getting bids from the audience, or even as you're driving in the car, or whatever it's going to be, I'm going to create a bid yip tape a little bit later that you can practice along as well too. That you've got to fill that space between bid 1, bid 2, bid 2, bid 3, and that's where that 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. How that's where that comes in. And then the now is that filler phrase, and then that now is able to help you ask for that next bid. Now in auctioneering, it's just two parts. This is what I have, and this is what I want. I'm bid 10, now 20. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Somebody bids 20, now 30. Now 30, 30, 30, 30, now 30, now 30, 30, 30, 30, now 30, now 30, now 40. Now 40, now 50. Now 50, now 50, 50, 50, 50, now 60, now 70, 70, 70, 70. And then here's where you can bounce back to again share with what you have. 60. 60 now, 70, 60 now, 70, 70, 70, 70, 60 now, 70, 60 now, 70, 70, 70, 70 now, 70 now, 70 now, 70 now, 60 now, 70, now 80. Now 80, now 80, now I'm 70, 70, now 80, now 80, now 90. So seeing how that's kind of popping along and how that builds together just with those two elements that are there, your tens and the now. And then that is going to help us with that clarity. All right, let's see here. All right, sorry. Had some text messages coming in. Had some text messages. All right, here I've got a new microphone that I'm going to be using with my Facebook Lives. Hey, that should be better for you now, Facebook Live. Let me know in the comments if that's sounding better. All right, hold on. I hydrate. All right. Back to control. So as again, you're practicing your control, you're practicing your clarity, and you're practicing being able to switch and change in a moment's notice. But then if that bid isn't coming in, this is where you're able to then stop and keep that bid going. Now, I know that's kind of counterproductive. We stop, but then we keep that bid going because the bid's going to stop. We're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50 now, 50 now, 50, 50, 50 now, 50 now, 50, 40, 40, 50, 50, 50 now, 50 now, 50, 50, 50. Anybody bid 50? 50. Somebody please bid 50. 50. There. 50. Now 60. 50 now, 60 now, 60 now, 60, 60, 60, 60 now, 60 now. Here, I'm going to give you a tip, and some of you auctioneers that are out there that probably already know this, but as you're doing sixes and sevens, 60s and 70s, 600s and 700s, 6,000s and 7,000s, 60,000s and 70,000s, 600,000s and 700,000s, I want you to smile. So here we are, we're talking about clarity, we're talking about control, and every time you're practicing, you know you're coming to the sixes, you know you're coming to the sevens, 6, 7. Sorry, I have 4 little boys, and that's all I hear all the time. But I got to throw it in here, so I'm kind of proud of myself. Anyways, when you're practicing those sixes and those sevens, I want you to practice smiling because, again, that's where the clarity, that's where the control is going to be coming from. As you're practicing, you're doing this, and then once you get into that real live auction situation, you're going to be able to just have it. You're going to be able to smile. You're going to be able to go right into it. You're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100, 90, 80, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, big smile, 70, 70, 60, 60, 60 now, 50 now, 40 now, 30 now, 20 now, 10. All right, we see how that's going. Hey, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments there. Put your questions in there. Again, this is all about a Q&A and me helping you all with the Q&A to be a part of this. So go ahead, ask any questions as we're chatting about clarity, we're chatting about control, and we're chatting about rhythm here. So now we're going to move into rhythm. Now rhythm, this is a great way to build rhythm is with a metronome app. Now there's an app on the iPhone, there's lots of apps on Android, And it's just a metronome app is all it is. So here, let's just download this together. All right, let's see here. Going to the Play Store, on the Droid. I'm on my iPhone going live. Yeah, I am a double phoner. I know. Okay, so I'm just going to type in metronome app. And all I'm going to do is hit the top one, or easy metronome. That sounds easy to me. All right, add a Q&A sticker. Try it. No, that's not what I want. Okay, let's try it. Start Q&A. See how that happens. Okay, here we go. Metronome, easy metronome. We're all downloading this together. Don't procrastinate on downloading your metronome app.
While you're downloading, would you mind sharing exactly what a metronome is?
So what a metronome is it's for music, and it just helps pianists, it helps guitarists, it helps drummers to keep a constant rhythm. So here I've got the Easy Metronome app right here, and I'm just going to hit play. See here, just go tick. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 190, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 10. 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100 now. And that's at 120 beats per second. And we can bump this up. Now I've got it here where it's beats. It's every 4 beats you're going to get a dink, which is going to tell you 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not a musician. I am a terrible guitarist, but by using this metronome and using some simple musical references and some simple musical theory, this is going to help us with that clarity, with that control, and with that rhythm. So what you can do is just take it with your easy metronome, just take this back to 1 beat. Let's just go doot, 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 doot. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100. I got to remember to breathe. Always remember to breathe. You want to breathe when you're about 50% empty. Open that mouth and then drop that diaphragm, and then that's going to help you. All right, so we're at 120 beats per second. I'm going to bump this up a little bit. I'm going to go to about 150. All right, I'm going to go to 150. Let's do this. So here's 149. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 190, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. The big brown bug bit a big black bear. 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 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100. 100 now, 90 now, 80 now, 70 now, 60 now, 50 now, 40 now, 30 now, 20 now, 10. Sometimes you'll get ahead of yourself, and you just got to readjust that. Because the more, again, you practice with your metronome, the more you're going to catch yourself when you are off rhythm, and you'll be able to bring yourself back on rhythm. What we're doing is we're building an internal metronome inside of you by practicing with your metronome. And Easy Metronome, super, super easy tool right here. Internet, you can, let's see here, drag there, delete that. All right, there you go. Internet, Easy Metronome on the Droid. I'm sure that there's one on iPhone that's very, very easy. And this is going to help you build that control. It's going to help you build the rhythm. And then also, as you're practicing your clarity, you're going to get more clear and have more clarity in your auction chant. Let's see here. How often are you changing the rhythm piece? I know in fundraising events, changing the pace can help with engagement. Aaron, great question. All right. So I like to kind of surprise and delight the auction crowd that's there. Now, you are going to have auction goers that have never been in an auction before, and you're going to have auction goers that have been in an auction before. Auction goers that have been kind of have a perception of every auction that they've been to, and they have an idea of what an auctioneer is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes they've been and they've seen an amateur auctioneer. Sometimes they've been and they've seen a world champion auctioneer, or or anywhere in between. More times than not, attendees at an auction, especially a fundraising auction, you're going to have those that have never been to an auction before. And sometimes I like to warm up the crowd like this. It's like, all right, friends, we're going to get started with an auction. First question I have, is there anybody out there that's never been to an auction before? And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of hands go up. I'm like, all right, friends, that's how you bid at the auction. It's super easy. I'm here to help us raise a lot of money, and we're going to have a lot of fun in the process. So let's practice. We're going to get everybody going. We're going to start the bid right now at $1. Who wants in? All the hands go up. I'm going to bid $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. Stop. Who's still in? And then here we are. We got tens, now 20, now 30, now 40, now 50, now 60, now 70, now 80, now 90, 100. Who's still in? And then this is a good way to, again, get going. And by kicking off on that good, solid rhythm, it's going to really light a lot of people up, and it's going to get people very excited and getting ready to go in it. Now, sometimes on the flip side, I'll start slow. And I'll be like, all right, friends, we're going to start the bid at 1,000. Who'd give 1,000? Who'd give 11? Now 12. Now 13. Now 14. Anybody bid 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 21, 22. Out of it to get 22, 23. You know, and then all of a sudden I click it into fourth or fifth gear. And now the audience is like, whoa, this guy's a real auctioneer. And that's what we want. That's the result that we want for when they say, oh, okay, all right. Yes, this guy is a real auctioneer, or this girl's a real auctioneer. That's the level of experience that we want to give to our guests that are there. That's the level of expertise that we want to share across the microphone as we're going through this. So now there are some strategic ways that you can use the rhythm as you're going fast, but then also slow it down. So you know, like we kind of gave that example early on, starting with the $100, now $200, 300, now 400, now 500, now 600, and 7, 8, 8, to get 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, and all of a sudden now you're going to get the crowd. All the hands are up, and then all of a sudden they're all going to stop. And you're going to have one hand in the air, hopefully. And you're going to pick that bidder and you say, all right, I'm with you at 1,000, right? Okay, I'm with you for 1,000. Now, would anybody give 1,100? 1,100, now 1,100. Anybody give 1,100? Now 11, now 12. And then you start to build that momentum back up in that. And then that's where you can build that rhythm and bring that up, quite a bit faster. And you can keep up with the bids that are going. Your rhythm really dictates the participation that's in the room, but the participation in the room can also dictate what your rhythm is going to be. Sometimes you got to build that energy. Sometimes you got to get people excited. And if that's the case, you can then really kick into that, that faster rhythm. Sometimes they need some clarity. Sometimes they need to understand what's going on. I'm at 1,000, now 11. I'm at 1,000, now 11. 1,000, now 11, 11, 11, 11, and now 12, 12, 12, 13. Here, let's stick in the tens. And I'm going to give 10,000, 10. Now 10, 10, now 20, 20, 20, 20, I'm going to get 20, 20, now 30, 30,000, now 30, now 40, 40, I'm going to get 40, 40, now 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, what do you get 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 60, now 60, now 70, 70, 70, 70, now 80, 80, now 90, anybody bid 90, 90, 100,000, 100,000. I love practicing big numbers because this is, good foreshadowing. This helps us put those goals that are out there. So as again you're practicing, definitely throw that 1,000 that's in there. And as you're practicing with your metronome, you can change those beats per minute, and to help you to stay on rhythm, but then also to help you build faster rhythm too. So I want you to start slow. Start at that 120, at that 130, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. But then you can turn it up, go to 150. You could go to 175. Here, let's see what 175 sounds like. 3, 74, 75. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. That's not too fast, but that still gives us that fast rhythm to help build, again, that engagement, Aaron, like you were talking about. But then as you're in that speed, you don't have to hit every beat as well too. You can go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, and you're kind of just going at half speed, but you're still keeping that 175 beats per minute going. But I think that 150 is kind of a good spot to be at. 150. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 190, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Big brown bug bit a big black bear. Now, 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 now. 10 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 50 now, 60 now, 70 now, 80 now, 90 now, 100. All right, let's see here. Aaron's got some more comments. I love that. Hey there, YouTube. You can put some comments in there. I'm watching you as well. Have you ever started your auctions with a fun item that physically sell instead of the route of an introductory fake auction? Yes, I've started selling coffee mugs at $1 and started slow and going fast and selling them often for several hundred or more. I love that. That was a perfect example that I was gonna use. There was a time that I was in Puerto Rico, of all places, and they wanted to do an art auction, and we all know about art at auctions. It's kind of sometimes, but this was an art organization, so it made sense to do an art auction. So we get in there and we had 10 really, really nice pieces from great artists that were there, and I got started in the auction, and I just asked again, how many people have never been to an auction? And every hand in the room went up. And I was like, ah, okay, all right. Nobody's been to an auction. Now I have to be the educator. I have to be the one that is going to help this audience have a good time. I'm going to help them to understand what the auction method of marketing is, and I'm going to help them with my chant and making sure that they feel comfortable within this. So we got started, and what I got started with is they had it was in their own venue, so they had their own bar, and I asked someone, hey, bring me up one of those cold beers, and they've got these little these little cans of beer now, and I forget the name of it in Puerto Rico, but everybody loves it. So they bring me up this cold beer, and I'm like, all right, friends, I'm going to show you how this auction works. It's going to start like this. I'm going to start the bid just for $1 right now. Is anybody going to bid $1? $1. $1 now, $2. Now 2, now 3. Who bid 3? Thank you, now 4. Now 4, now 5, now 6. And if it is 6 and 7, 7 and 8, 9, 9. $10. 10. Remember, friends, it's not about what you're getting. It's about what you're giving back to the organization. And you can use those words as well, too, to keep that focus on what you are doing. It's not about what you're getting, it's about what you're giving. Yes, you're getting an ice cold beer, but it's more important that we can sell this and raise more money for this organization. So I bid 10. Who bid 11? Now 12, 13, 14, 15. How about you give 20? 20, now 25. Now 25 at the bid 30. Can you bid 30? 30. And again, I'm not going much faster, but I'm using that voice inflection. Again, as we're practicing, we're building clarity, we're building control. I want you to use some of that voice inflection as you're going through, but using that voice inflection gives that auctioneer tone, and it's like, all right, 25 at a bid now, 35, 25 at a bid, 35 at a bid. Hold on one second, I've got a call coming in. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Ellard. It's Miss Francescina, one of the nurses at the East Side Middle School.
Hey there.
Not an emergency. Hi. I have Jack Ward here complaining of a headache, no temperature. He wanted me to reach out to his mom, but her mailbox is full, and I think he said she's away.
Yes.
So I'm going to put him
hat, the coach hat, all the hats. All right, where was I? Oh, we were talking about the beer, and we were talking about the getting that rhythm and building that rhythm. So that having that warm up item is again a place that you can get your audience to know and to like and to trust you, which is such, again, as we started the conversation here today, is so vital to make sure that your audience again is on your side. You got to get them on your side right away. You can't scare them. You can't get into that auction chant. It's like, okay, let's go. Out of it to get 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All of a sudden, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to go, and all the paddles are going to go down, and nobody's going to raise a paddle because everybody's scared that they're going to put their paddle up and you're going to go from 2,000 to 5,000. They're going to be on the hook for it. We don't want that. We want to make sure that we are in control. We are clear enough that the audience is able to again be on our side and understand what's going on, but then have that rhythm and have that voice inflection to give them that auctioneer experience that they're looking for. It's all of us about giving the audience what they want, and that's what they want is that auctioneer chant. Now, you don't have to have the best chant in the world. In fact, you don't have to have a really great polished chant. You just have to have a chant that's clear, that's in control, and it also has some rhythm that's built in it. So you've got to have, again, clarity, you got to have control, and then you also have to have some rhythm that's in that. And that's why, again, we're practicing with the 10s this week, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, is just to, again, help us to build that rhythm. And the 10s really help us to build that rhythm. So here's another level of the practice that I want you to do. I want you to then add 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. I want you to use that as another filler phrase. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. All right, let's get Mr. Metronome out of here again. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, 90,000, 80,000, 70,000, 60,000, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, 10,000. Now, you notice me take a couple breaths as we're going through that. Now, what you will notice is that I took that breath on beat. And it's okay to have a little bit of silence, like a second of silence in there as you catch your breath. Because as you're catching your breath, you've got to fill up that tank. And filling up that tank is another part of that piece of control, and having control over your entire auction chant, having control of what you're saying, having control of how you're saying it, having control of what you're saying, but then also having control of when you are breathing. And as you know, as I'm talking, as you know, I'm sharing with you all, is that I am taking these belly breaths as I'm going along. I'm just opening my mouth, dropping that diaphragm. Open, drop diaphragm. Open, drop diaphragm. So as you're hearing me talk, you're not hearing me go, yes, yes, yada, yada, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. This is something I've been practicing for 20 years, is how to do that belly breath and how to be in control of that breath. So again, that's where that control really, really comes in, is being able to, again, take that auctioneer belly breath. Open the mouth, drop the diaphragm, and go. So I just want to check in with everybody. I'm going to pop off here in about 8 minutes, and then I'm going to get going into our mastermind. If you haven't signed up for the mastermind, or if you want to get in on the mastermind, just send me a message in the school message system. You can just say, I'm in, and then what'll happen is I will add you as a member to that class, and then we're going to talk about the Pro Mastermind. The Mastermind is going to be very interactive. We're going to talk about your business. We're going to talk about your struggles. We're going to talk about things that might be holding you back, and then we've got a group think opportunity that's there to be able to help each other. So I'm going to guide us through this mastermind here in about 20 minutes and whatnot. But here we are. We're still in the chant. We're still talking about clarity. We're still talking about control. We're still talking about rhythm. Questions, thoughts, ideas that are out there while I take a drink of water, or water. Coffee. I will be honest with you. I am drinking coffee today. Coffee is probably one of my biggest vitamins that I have. It's good for my ADD. It's good for all the things. It's not good for my auction throat, but when I am auctioneering at a fundraising event, it's water the whole time. Never drink at the auction. Maybe I'll have a coffee on the way in, but while I'm at the auction, I've constantly got a bottle of water with me. I'm sipping on that bottle of water. I am gargling that bottle of water. I am, again, just staying as hydrated as I can. And then I've got a bottle of water that's always on the stage with me, because there's nothing worse than getting into your auction and going, and all of a sudden now you've got dry throat, because it's going to happen. Like, you're going to get excited and you're going to get in the moment, and you'll probably run out of breath 1 or 2 or 5 or 100 times during an event, and that's okay. I just want you to be in control, to be able to stop, take that belly breath, fill the tank back up, and get going. If you're going along and you've got an auction item and your mouth is starting to get really, really dry, I want you to just stop. I want you to take a good belly breath, and I want you to then sell that auction item, and then I want you to just take a break. Go sip on a little bit of water, nice belly breath, take just a couple seconds, and then get back into it. A couple seconds for you is going to feel like, oh my gosh, it's going to feel like 1,000 minutes. But a couple seconds to the audience is really nothing. Like, you could stop, take a drink of water, take a good breath, get back in control of everything. All right, friends, let's get going. Here's our next auction item. We have trip to Mexico, blah, 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 blah. All right, who's going to start the bid? 10,000, 20,000, now 20, now 20, now 30, now 30, 30, 30, able to get 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, now 40, now 40, now 40, now 40, now 50,000, 60,000, 60, now 70, 70, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. Now, as you'll notice, as I was going through that, I only had a couple fill phrases that were in there. I put some nows in there. I did put in anybody bid, but I'm really trying to practice my control to only use that now phrase. So that's, again, where you have to be in control. You've got to be in control of your brain. You got to be in control of your body, be in control of your mouth, be in control of your facial expressions, because all communications is 70% nonverbals. So here's some more practice things that you've got to practice. Yes, numbers, they might seem boring. They might seem repetitive, and you're like, all right, I'm just going to do that. But what I want you to do is I want you to practice. I want you to practice that smile, especially when you get the 6s and the 7s. But that's that smile that you've really got to be working on as you're auctioneering, because the more fun that you're having at your event, the bigger your smile is, the more energy that you're able to exude, the more confidence that you're able to exude, the better the audience is going to be able to relate with you, the more they're going to like you, and the more they're going to want to have fun with you. If you're like, oh, serious, and who gets 10, 20, 20 now 30, 30 now 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60. Yes, Aaron, we are having the most fun of anybody in the room. And when we show that, that's where our clients and where our guests are going to come up at the end of this and be like, oh my gosh, you were the best auctioneer I've ever heard. And they might have not much to compare it to, but that's okay. But because you're the best auctioneer that they've ever heard, and you having fun is going to create more fun that's in the audience. I always like to say motion creates emotion, and it's really that emotion that you're able to exude and guide the audience that we're here to have a good time. Let's have some fun. Anybody give 10,000, 20, now 30,000, now 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, now 50, 50, now 60, now 70, 70, 70, 60, 70, 70. Yes, thank you. 80, 80,000, now 90,000, 100,000. 100,000. And it's those pieces that are going to help you, again, get the audience on your side. So huge. Got to get that audience on your side. You got to be the one that are having the most fun, and you are guiding and showing the audience, like, this is what we do. Like, when you are part of my auctions, this is what you do, and this is how we're going to have it. So yes, Aaron, thank you so much for the comments and the questions on all of that. Hope this is helpful for you all that's out there. Thank you again for being so patient with the phone call I got, but then also being patient with me, the audio as well too. It's taken me just a second to figure this whole school out. Now, one last word while we're on this, figuring it out. It's okay to figure it out. It's okay to still, for me, being in this 20 years, to figure stuff out at the auction. It's okay to make mistakes. Now, as you're going through that, and you might go 10, 20, 30, 30, 30. Oh my gosh, I'm only at 20. Hit 20, 20, 20, 20. Anybody get 30, 30, 30, 40, 40. Whoa, hold on. Where are you streaming on socials? Tony, I am on my YouTube channel, Bobby D Auctioneer. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm at 960 subscribers right now. I'm 40 away from the magic 1,000 number. And if you could subscribe on that, that would be super helpful. But I am streaming live on the YouTubes. Hi, YouTube friends that are out there. But yes, and I'm also doing some Instagram live. But back to screwing up. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Mistakes are how we grow. Mistakes are how we stretch those muscles and tear those muscles, and then that's how we get bigger and better muscles. But if you want to be better on stage, it's that perfect practice that makes progress leading you into your performance. Prior perfect practice prevents piss poor performance, or creates progress, which is a big thing. So I want to thank everybody so much for coming out today. One last minute to see if there's any questions that are there. If you've got any comments and you want to message me directly, I am here. I'm an open book. This is, again, like I say, my first Auctioneer Chant School Q&A, and I want to be doing a lot more of these, and we're going to be kind of combining these with our daily or our weekly chant sessions. So I'll probably be doing this weekly as I can. Tony, you the best. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Thank you for being a member. I've got a giveaway that's coming up next week. I'm going to be putting out there a great giveaway where you're going to be able to work one-on-one with me in my big coaching program, and we're going to work for 6 months, and we're going to take you from zero to hero in that 6-month time. And all you've got to do is just be an active participant in our school community and keep those ranks going up. And I've got some great stuff that's coming out next week, so stay tuned to that. On Monday I will talk about that, but I want to thank everybody so much for coming out and being a part of this today. Aaron, Marijuana, Randall, Tony, thank you so much. I'm going to take just a quick break, and then I'm going to hop onto that mastermind. Now, if you are not a part of that mastermind yet, please send me a message, and I will get you to be a part of that, and I will see you all at 11. Okay? All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you at 11. Oh, hey, everybody. All right, we're getting out of here. Thank you so much for being a part of the Auctioneer Q&A, the chant. So much. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.